Norwegian Wood, a Nirvana song that was influenced by the Beatles. There is always a turning point in childhood, when the door opens and the future comes in, according to Graham Greene, a writer. Kurt Cobain experienced that Promethean moment, when a particular band shone a light on a better future, as did millions of other individuals. I always dreamed of becoming a rock and roll star. He once said, ever since I got my first Beatles record. With an assegai of optimism, they helped him get through his difficult and routine childhood, and their transcending melodies had a profound influence on his artistic ideas as well. If you take away the aesthetics of the music, you frequently discover sensibilities completely aligned with the Beatles. This is true even though what came next with his output in Nirvana went against the grain of what had come before in rock. At the time, what followed might have been decidedly original. In fact, disregarding an inherent toughness, the similarities with the Fab Four would have probably been obvious had his life not been tragically cut short, and as many assume, he eventually gone entirely acoustic. As Cobain once revealed in a Mimo Kakamo interview, I believe that the 1960s produced some of the greatest pop tunes ever penned. And for this reason, simple guitar pop music nowadays is often compared to music from the 1960s. And he says that of all the songs performed during that time, Norwegian Wood was his favorite. Danny Goldberg, Cobain's manager, claimed that the song had a special significance for all apologies. He writes in his autobiography, Bumping into Geniuses, that while writing the song, Kurt Cobain repeatedly played the Beatles' song Norwegian Wood, repeating its flow into his own creative work. The song's rich melodic quality was evident to all, and Dave Grohl revealed to Harp that Kurt simply wrote it on a 4-track in our Olympia flat. God, this man has such a lovely sense of melody. I can't believe he's yelling all the time, I recalled thinking as I listened to it. However, on this occasion, his stern demeanor transformed a 1960 classic into something fresh, seemingly tapping into the zeitgeist in a similar way to how the Beatles had done before him. The song's veiled pop-folk sound, which was always distinctly influenced by the Fab Four, epitomized Cobain's guitar playing. Even today, he admitted, I'm starting to go back to listening to the Beatles. My favorite era is the Rubber Soul era, and my favorite musical elements are the guitar and straightforward melodies. Even Grohl said to Access Hollywood, that's how I learned to play music when I was a kid. I had a Beatles songbook and a guitar. I just had access to these Beatles records, I never had a teacher. Even Nirvana was greatly influenced by the Beatles.